In this video, we'll be doing another episode of What's in Your Pack. This time, we have another special guest, Jon Eisen. You also may recognize his voice from his podcast, Running with Problems. And my name is Scott Miller, and this is Trail Ambitions, where I talk about things that may be interesting to trail runners. Let's get started.
Hi, I'm Jon Eisen. I've been running ultras since 2017, and I really didn't start running very much before that. I kind of dove straight into ultra, and I've been learning through failing ever since. I host a podcast, Running with Problems. I am currently a Speedlander team athlete, sponsored by my favorite shoe, Speedlands. And yeah, I'm going to talk about my pack here. So let's start with which pack I have. I have the Distance 8 by Black Diamond. I've tried a lot of packs over the years, and I like packs that have a large contain space in the back that you can stuff stuff in. So I like a big stuff sack. And the Distance 8 has a great, nice size space. You actually get 8 liters of storage out of this. It's not like, oh, it's 8 liters if you just stuff things in here, right? It's actually 8 liters of storage. It has good front storage, access to food and water and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, so let's get into it. Starting with the outside, we'll just start with water capacity. I like to use front bottles. So when I put the pack on, they sit right here. So we can pull out these guys. I use the bottles that come with the pack. These are the Black Diamond, but all these things are made by Hydro Pack anyway.
In the front, they don't bounce too much for you?
No, this pack keeps the bounce pretty low. They do have, I would say the worst thing about this pack is that the attachments to keep the bottles from bouncing break. So you can see this broken string here. This is the only thing that I found that breaks on this pack after a lot of use. I've put this thing well through its paces. I still have one left, so on my left side. But it really doesn't bounce that much if I just stick it in here as normal. We have a whole bunch of Morton gels. Yeah, this is my favorite gel. I used it on both my 100s this year. And you know, it's flavorless. It's not gonna delight the senses, but it will get carbs into your body. And you can do a lot of cool things once you have carbs in your body. So I find this is the best way to get carbs into my body, and I'm able to take this through a full 100, trying to get as close as I can to around 60 carbs an hour. So yeah, these are the Gel 100 no caffeines. It's basically rocket fuel. Yeah.
And no flavor?
Yeah, they're flavorless.
Yeah.
It's just sugar. The cool thing is that you can take it with no water. So if you're low on water and you're starting to ration, you can still take gels because they call it a hydrogel. So it's kind of got a lot of water content in it.
Yeah, I've gotten sick of certain flavors, so flavorless is not that sounds
Yeah, I mean, after you've almost retched because you took one more espresso goo, right? I mean, espresso goo is a very nice flavor, but how many can you take, right? The flavorless, honestly, at some points, I'm just trying to get it, if I'm late in a race, I'm just trying to get it to the back of my throat as fast as possible. Like chewing is not really necessary. It's a little like a Jell-O shot in that way. All right, let's see what else we got in here. We got, this bag of goodies. Oh my gosh, what do we got in here? We got salt pills, Tums, ibuprofen. Oh, and there's one caffeine pill in here. So usually I will restock this before a race. So you're getting a couple months old version of my pill pack, but it's just a Ziploc bag full of fun pills that look different. If somebody offers you a pill from this pack, don't say no. I mean, these are great, right? Yeah. What else we got? So I also use pulls, these Lecky pulls, the same thing my wife, Miranda, uses. I'm gonna pull these guys out. I will typically actually not store these on my pack. I prefer to store in a waist belt or actually my favorite is when it's attached to my shorts. So there are some rabbit shorts that I wear that have pull storage on the back of the hips, and that's where I typically like to store my poles. But I'll usually start with them stuffed in my pack so I can pull them out like a ninja. These Lecky poles are the best. I learned from them from a Sage Canaday video. They are so soft on the hands. The grip here doesn't create blisters. The little grippy, I guess you would call it like a shark fin glove. It allows you to not have to grip the whole time, and you can still get push off with the pole. So I'm sure that Trail Ambitions will have a great pole video coming up in the future.
When do you like to use poles?
I use poles on big adventures where there's a lot of verticality over a long period of time, or anything where I'm going to be having significant technicality. So a lot of creek crossings, a lot of terrain like bushwhacking or alpine terrain. And then anything that's just going to where my fatigue on my legs might get to me. So this is going to differ person to person. Some people will want to take it when they climb a 1,000-foot mountain. For me, I'm looking to take poles when I'm doing multiple 1,000-foot climbs, like maybe 10,000 feet in a day. That's a pole run for me. Just because the poles help reduce fatigue on your legs over time. They're a little bit less efficient, like very slightly, but they also reduce a little bit of the fatigue. So it's when that balance tips more towards fatigue that I'm going to take poles. And I use them strategically. I'll use them definitely on every uphill, some very technical downhills to create stability. And then anytime I'm off trail, they really help because you could just step on a rock at any moment and fall over. And it's nice to have a pole you can stick in the ground to keep your stability. So let's go in the pack. We're done with the outsides. What do we got here? All right, first thing I'm pulling out is a water bottle with a filter. This is great for any mountain run where you're going to come across water. I suppose in the desert, this is probably unnecessary, but the ability to filter water in the wild is absolutely critical to any big adventure. And so I always bring a filter with me, and I try to keep it clean so that it works pretty well. This is one attached to a Solomon flask, but there are many other good ones out there. Always filter your water. Nobody likes Giardia. What do we got next? All right, speaking of safety, we have a packable bivy sack emergency blanket. So this is better than just like a standard emergency blanket they might give you at the end of a marathon. This is a full bivy. So a bivy is it's like a sack for your body. It technically stands for bivouac. I believe that's how you pronounce that word. And yeah, so this thing weighs more and is bigger than a small emergency blanket, but people had emergency blankets at that 100K incident in China where many people died, and the wind ripped those emergency blankets apart. This thing will save your life if you are injured and need to spend a significant amount of time in bad weather. So I carry it on big adventures because I don't want to die. Let's see, up next.
I may have to get one of those. I don't want to die either.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's a little bigger, but especially in a group setting, having at least one or two in the group, because things are more likely to happen when there's more people. So I like carrying that as part of my normal pack. I don't carry a medical kit, but I carry one of these. Next up, I have a headlamp. This is my favorite headlamp right now. It's pretty recent. It's a Petzl. What is this one? It's called the Now RL. That's NAO and then RL. So I believe that's pronounced now. And it's very cool. It's very lightweight. Let's see if I can actually orient it so I can put it on. It balances the battery and the lamp light. It's very bright, although you can't use the super bright setting all night. But if you use the middle tier setting on the reactive lighting, where it figures out how much light is in the environment, it'll last all night, which is awesome because not having to switch your battery all night is great. And when I lost my pack at High Lonesome this year, because I had to poop in the woods and I set my pack down and it was all dark and I didn't know where my pack was, I was able to turn my lamp on super bright and see my pack reflected. So it's nice to have that tool in the woods in case you need it. Next up, we have a buff. This is like the multi-use, Swiss Army knife of all trail runners. They all wear these buffs. They're great to cover your ears when it's cold, or cover your neck when the sun is hot. It is just a multi-use thing. You can wrap it around your hands to keep your hands warm. It's super awesome just to have one of these. You know, you might go on a run where it's cold at the beginning, so you want something to cover your ears, but then it's hot later. It's easy to rip off, throw in a pack, super light. I like this cool design. It's pretty dope. Next up, we have the greatest thing in any mountain runner's pack is a tape seam waterproof jacket. So I got started using Arc'teryx Norvan SL, but this is a Gore-Wear version of that same kind of style. Fully taped seams. You can see that the seams here next to the zipper have been taped over, which is, I'm gonna show that real close. So that's really important for keeping water outside of your body. They are amazing. This thing is awesome. So if it's cold out, it will trap heat. And if it's, but if it's then gets hot, you can take this off because it's so light. It folds up into its own pocket, so it packs really simply. I literally carry this on every run over an hour. Like I just never not carry it because I never know when I might need it, when a storm might hit. You know, I've run some pretty awful like weather situations, and somehow I'm able to keep going. And these kind of jackets are exactly the reason why. And it helps that I have a Speedlander branded one, which is very cool. So I like wearing that. All right, next up, we have a medical kit. I told you, I just said I don't carry one of these, but I have one for those particular runs where a medical kit is important. You know, if it's an especially dangerous outing or I'm with a group of people and I think one of us should be carrying one, I will pack this tiny little medical kit. I think my dad got it for me. It's like an ultralight medical kit. You can get it at REI. All right, next up, we have gloves. These are my favorite gloves. These are the North Face E-tip gloves. You know, the E-tip because you can use your finger on a phone. But I just think that these gloves are just like the perfect weight of keeping your hands cold, but when it gets hot, you don't have to take them off immediately. They're not waterproof, but they just last me. I will wear one of these all winter long, and then I'll probably get a new pair each season. And they're just my favorite gloves. They fit really well onto my fingers, and maybe that's because my fingers fit in this glove well, but these are my favorite gloves, and they come in an awesome blue. Obviously, I kind of like blue. I don't know if that's obvious, but I like blue. All right, next up. Oh, here's a second buff. Occasionally I do actually carry two buffs, but I didn't mean to have two buffs in my bag, but there's two buffs in my bag, so here we go. Sometimes two buffs is good, like when you need a buff on your neck and on your head because it's so cold. Like a 10-degree run, that'd be a two buff run. What do we have in here? Well, I've been going out to the mountains a lot lately, so I have rain pants. I don't use them often. They are not often used, but these are Arc'teryx rain pants. I think they're the Norvan version, Gore-Tex. And when you need them, they are just the best thing. You know, I found myself on a breakfast club run with Scott. There was like 40-mile-an-hour sustained winds, which is fine for an hour. But we were up there for like 3 hours in these sustained winds. And after about an hour and a half, my legs were getting all chapped. And I put these pants on, and I felt right as rain. I felt I could just stay out there all day. Everyone else is shivering, and I'm like, I don't know, I put my rain pants on, I feel pretty good. So any mountain adventure, I'm bringing these because when you need it, you need it. All right. Okay, we've gotten through all the big stuff. Time for the little guys. This is the real interesting stuff. Okay. Sport Shield. This is lubricant that comes in a wipe. And you know, there's times where you're thinking, I could really use some lubricant right now. It's nice to have a wipe that you can apply it with. You don't have to get your hands dirty, and you can do it in the field, and the trash is very minimal. You don't have to bring an applicator or anything. So Sport Shield wipes, super awesome. We talked about these on our Running with Problems, how to prepare for 100 miles episode. This was a tip that came from one of our guests, Rachel Meyer. All right, next up, We got another wipe. This one is an anti-bug wipe. This contains 30% DEET. It's one of these Ben's, just put some DEET on you. If you have biting flies or tons of mosquitoes and you get really annoyed with them, you can carry one of these in your pack and only apply it when you need it, because nobody wants to put extra DEET on. Okay. Finally here, well, not finally, we got one more. We have a bag of toilet paper. You guys know what this is for. Always carry it. Oh, and the very last thing in my pack is a tiny pen light. I just keep it in my pack. It's pretty lightweight. If I ever find myself out a little overnight, I can get this guy, turn it on, find my way home. And that is my pack.
Nice. Thank you.
That is a lot of stuff when you look at it. Like that.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely carry all this stuff if I was doing like a winter mountain thing, like a fall mountain thing. I would probably carry all this stuff. Yeah. On Barkley, I carried more. Yeah, I had a bigger pack on Barkley. I had a 15-liter version.
Okay. Just because you were out there much longer and didn't know how you get back?
Well, because I needed to carry, it was, on Barkley, it was super cold the year I did it. And so it was gonna be 10 degrees or less at night. And so I needed heavier gloves. I needed more layers. And the weather at Barkley is super variable. So it can be as cold as it was when I was there, but then it can turn to 80 degrees. And you don't get to go back to your car in the middle, like you have to finish that loop. And so I needed to be able to store super cold weather gear and then be able to put it all in my pack. And this pack is relatively full with this amount, plus the fact that I had to carry more water than I'm talking about here. This is like a liter. I carried 2 at Barkley. And so I needed a bigger pack to put more clothes in, basically. We're talking about wool layers. Never run at Frozen Head State Park without wool. Never. It's absolutely required. That place will soak you in a minute and you need to stay warm. So yeah, wool base layers, maybe a thermal mid layer, definitely rain pants. And yeah, multiple gloves. I had these gloves, but then I also had like skiing gloves, like skiing mittens, because if it's cold enough to ski, you should probably wear ski gloves. That's my motto.
Good advice.
All right, now I'm off.
All right.
I'm gonna put up a blooper reel. So next up, let's redo that. Okay. 6, 7, 6.81. Yeah. 6.8 kilograms. It was oscillating there.
Was it pounds or kilograms?
Is it pound? Oh, it's pounds. 6.8 pounds.
6.8 pounds.
Okay.